Hello students, welcome back to our biology class. Today, we are going to study the first chapter from class 12 biology, reproduction in lower and higher plants. Reproduction is one of the most important life processes because it helps in the continuation of a species. Plants, just like animals, reproduce to make sure that life continues on Earth. Let's begin step by step and understand every concept clearly. Reproduction is the biological process by which living organisms produce new individuals of their own kind. In simple words, it means the ability to give birth or produce offspring. It ensures that the species does not disappear and continues from one generation to the next. In plants, reproduction may occur in two main ways: asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. There are two major types of reproduction in plants. Asexual reproduction, only one parent is involved. No gametes are formed. Sexual reproduction, two parents are involved. Male and female gametes unite to form a new plant. Let's first understand asexual reproduction in detail. In asexual reproduction, only one parent takes part in forming the new plant. There is no formation or fusion of gametes, and the offspring produced are genetically identical to the parent. These identical offspring are called clones. This process is quick and simple, and it commonly occurs in lower plants like algae, fungi, and some mosses. Let's look at the different methods of asexual reproduction found in plants. Egg fission. Seen in unicellular algae like Chlamydomonas and in bacteria. The parent cell divides into two daughter cells. Though budding. Found in yeast and hydra. A small bud forms on the parent's body, grows, and finally separates to live independently. Teen fragmentation. Seen in filamentous algae like Spirogyra. The plant body breaks into fragments, and each fragment grows into a new individual. Char spore formation. Found in Rhizopus, bread mold. Spores formed inside sporangia get released and grow into new plants under favorable conditions. Vegetative propagation. In this, new plants arise from vegetative parts such as root, stem, or leaf. Vegetative propagation can be natural or artificial. A. Natural vegetative propagation occurs naturally without human help. By roots, sweet potato, dahlia. By stems, potato, tuber, ginger, rhizome, onion, bulb. By leaves, bryophyllum, where buds appear on leaf margins. B. Artificial vegetative propagation. Used by farmers and horticulturists to grow identical plants. Cutting parts of a plant like rose or sugarcane. Layering, used in jasmine. Grafting, used in mango and citrus fruits. This method is widely used to maintain desirable qualities like good taste, color, and yield. Now, let's move to sexual reproduction, which is more advanced and common in higher plants. It involves two parents, one male and one female. Male gametes and female gametes are produced separately and fuse to form a zygote. Sexual reproduction leads to variation, which helps plants to adapt to their environment and evolve. It occurs in three main stages. Pre-fertilization events. Fertilization. Post-fertilization events. Pre-fertilization events occur before the fusion of gametes. They include A. Gametogenesis. Formation of male and female gametes. Male gametes develop inside anthers, in pollen grains. Female gametes develop inside ovules, in the ovary. B. Gamete transfer, pollination. Transfer of pollen from anther to stigma is called pollination. There are two types of pollination. Self-pollination, pollen from the same flower or plant. Cross-pollination, pollen transferred to another flower on a different plant. Pollination occurs through agents such as wind, water, insects, and birds. Examples: wind, Madge; water, Vallisneria; insects, sunflower; birds, hibiscus. Fertilization is the process of fusion of male and female gametes to form a zygote. In flowering plants, this process is called double fertilization, a special feature of angiosperms. Here's what happens. One male gamete fuses with the egg cell to form a zygote, 2N. The other male gamete fuses with two polar nuclei to form endosperm, 3N. Thus, two fertilization events occur, one forms the embryo, and the other forms the nutritive tissue. After fertilization, several important changes take place. The zygote develops into an embryo. The ovule turns into a seed. The ovary develops into a fruit that encloses the seed. The sepals, petals, and stamens usually wither away after fertilization. The seed contains the embryo and stored food for germination. It is protected by a seed coat. The fruit forms from the ovary and helps in seed dispersal. Examples: dry fruits, pea, mustard; fleshy fruits, mango, tomato. When a seed gets proper moisture, air, and temperature, it starts to grow. The seed coat breaks, the radicle grows downward forming the root, and the plumule grows upward forming the shoot. This process is called germination. It marks the beginning of a new plant life. Reproduction is essential for all living organisms. It helps in continuity of the species, genetic variation and evolution, formation of fruits, seeds, and new varieties, maintaining ecological balance and biodiversity. Without reproduction, life would not continue on Earth. Thank you for watching, students. I hope you understood every topic clearly. If you found this lesson helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more Class 12 biology lessons. In the next video, we'll cover important questions and answers from this chapter. Till then, keep learning and stay curious.